Eddie Izzard announces their new name, which she's wanted to use since the age of 10. Eddie Izzard's been a famous comedian for a long time, was out as a cross-dresser and called himself a, a transvestite, an executive transvestite, very, very classy. But clung to that identity for a very long time and appeared in masculine form in movies and TV series and comedy specials, but then also very often in drag with makeup and full clothing and all of that. So just, living kind of a non-binary life while claiming a cross-dresser or transvestite identity. Then recently, in the last year or two, they came out as a transgender woman and have begun their process. And now they are revealing their new name to people that people can use to refer to her. The comedian and actor turned politician shared the new name on Monday's episode of Matt Ford's podcast, The Political Party. I'm Eddie. There's another name I'm going to add in as well, she says, which is Suzy, which is what I wanted to be since I was 10. I'm going to be Suzy Eddie Izzard, she says. The star went on to say that she has wanted to use that name since childhood, but that people can also refer to her as Eddie if they wish, stating they can't go wrong. That's how I'm going to roll, so people can choose what they want. They can't make a mistake. They can't go wrong, she said on the podcast. And I applaud that. I love that she's got that perspective. I feel that a lot of times that's very common for trans folks to not want to impose onto people to use their new name and pronouns, because it's, so hard for people to get used to or whatever the excuse we make. But the problem is that transgender people spend their entire lives trying to fit into the gender that society expects us to be. We mask, we hide, and we do our darndest to play the role that we are presented with to the best of our abilities and blend in as what society wants us to be. That makes us that leads for us to become people pleasers and doing everything in our lives in an act to be at the service of others. And once you come out and you accept yourself and your identity, it's really important to hold to your guns and to stick up for yourself and to make people use your appropriate name. So I'm not saying anything against Miss Izzard here. I'm just saying that I'm because it's not necessarily that. She is very likely coming from a place of just inner strength because she's been out for so long and she's really kind of had a F everyone else kind of perspective on her identity. But I just wanted to make that statement that it's important not to continue to play the role that society wants you to be in your transition. And when you have a new name, stick up for yourself, stick up for your pronouns, and make sure that you're being seen and heard as the person that you are and no longer as the person that they want you to be. That's my other secondary soapbox for today. So again, news that I am very happy to hear, have been waiting for. I'm so glad that that she has a name that she loves and has wanted to use for so many years. She's finally able to be out as Suzy, and I'm so proud of her, and I'm so glad for that fact. In December, Izzard ran to become the Labour candidate for Sheffield Central constituency, but lost to Abtisam Mohammed, who won the candidacy with more than 50% of the vote. During the final campaign, Izzard faced a torrent of abuse from anti-trans activists and other politicians. In an interview with Pink News the month prior to the election, Izzard said she is not interested in being the first anything, but wants to be judged by what she can do and add to human existence. I'm following in the footsteps of great people who've already done hard work, she said, adding, I must say and salute to all gay and lesbian community and queer people from the 60s who pushed hard, because when I came out in 85 as trans, I could look mostly to gay and lesbian cousins doing great work and being positive. So I thought, I've got to come out. I've got to do this to help bring the T in LGBTQ. It's wonderful to have people to follow. And it's wonderful to have people like Suzy who have been out for so long, who have been doing so much for so long to further acceptance of queer identities, trans, whether it be transgender, transvestite, transsexual identities, and bring them to a place of acceptance in our society. Great work, Hun, and welcome to welcome to the world as Suzy finally. I love it.